COVID-19 has been dealing with lives and businesses all over the world. Nollywood shares in this major setback. Now let's find out from the practitioners how they have been coping with it. Take a look. The ease on lockdown has not really had much positive impact on some sectors struggling to bounce back from the devastating effect of COVID-19. It's definitely another long walk to economic freedom, which the pandemic has brought on virtually all the economies of the world, and Nigeria is not an exception.
Happy independence!
My educated opinion tells me independence has arrived 10 years too early.
Nollywood, the second most prolific movie industry in the world after Bollywood, is also not immune to the effect of the pandemic. Key players in the industry have had to deal with the untold hardship this has brought on them and the impact it will eventually have on the industry moving forward. Award-winning filmmaker Kunle Afolayan had just wrapped up his latest project, Citation, when the pandemic struck.
As luck will have it, or as God will have it, we managed to complete the shoot before the lockdown started. We filmed from early January till sometime in February. And we've even started post-production before the whole pandemic thing, started. So we got lucky.
Now, did you actually think that this was going to be this big, in all honesty?
Sincerely, I didn't know, because for me, I already even scheduled, because when you finish shooting, you start post-production, and there is one aspect of our post-production that we don't do here, that we do in the UK, and this requires that you book ahead, and I already booked to go and do that in April. When this entire thing started, I thought it was, it's something that would just come and, but hey, we're still here. But for me, it has really affected the entire world, not just our sector. But I believe that the wise ones, to a large extent, are finding a way to prepare themselves for post-pandemic.
Action! Action! Action!
He may have been quick enough to have done the greater part of his recent project, but nonetheless, there are other major ways the pandemic still affects his job.
Last year there was this intervention fund. I mean, it's a loan by the central bank, and it's called Creative Industry Loan. So we accessed the loan. We managed to secure a property, and we already had a plan to start renovate, because our rent was already due where we were, and but the whole pandemic thing really set us back. One, we've started paying interest from the very first month, end of the first month, after securing the facility, and there was no revenue coming in. And it wasn't a small amount of money. You can imagine paying 800,000, 800,000 naira as interest, just interest without the principal. And you're not working, there's no revenue of any sort coming in. But I think a month after, there was a directive from CBN that, the loan should be reduced by a certain percentage. I mean, the interest rates. Yes, this helped to an extent, but we're still not working. We're still not generating revenue, and we're still paying.
Now, even if we're allowed out, for instance, do you think people are confident enough to go out there? Because a lot of people are scared. I mean, that's the truth. A lot of people are scared. But how well do you think people's confidence will be when it comes to going out there to want to go to the cinemas to actually see a movie?
Well, are people scared? I don't know. I doubt that very much, because every day I see traffic, I see loads of people,
So you think that people can't?
No. Look, I think the important thing is that the campaign should continue. The preventive measures should be in place. Everybody should, follow directives from the health officials, you know, and the government and the ministry. And, you know, just we need to continue to live, you know. Also, a lot of, I mean, if you keep people at home for too long, an idle mind is devil's mind, and this can actually turn to a lot of things. But already I think people are out there. So the campaign should actually be channeled towards people taking precautions and doing the right thing, you know, and all of that.
Precautions indeed, but when it comes to filming, how much precautions can be enforced on set?
I mean, once you step into that compound, we check your temperature. We have a sink where you wash your hands, and you must wear mask. You know, we have, as a matter of fact, I have a lot of masks in my car that I even give people when they don't have. Even a lot of our staff, they wear masks and all of it. So we can apply that to the set as well, you know, to say, look, when you come in the morning, everybody must do the routine. And it's not just when you just come in, it has to be like at interval. You know, if there's any break again, or if you've done anything that you think requires you washing your hands and all of that, we just need to do that. And we have sanitizers, we have all of that.
Kunle Afolayan has award-winning movies like Irakpada, Figuring, October 1, CEO, and many more to his credit. And on the future of the industry, he seemed a bit optimistic.
I think for now, you just have to manage. As long as you are alive, you know, you always bounce back, even if you have a bit of setback. So I think everybody should just really follow, you know, their mind and their heart, and make sure that if their mind does not align or agree with any proposal, you know, then they should not bother going for it.
The battle to defeat COVID-19 is for everyone, and the director come actor believes his colleagues in the industry have a responsibility to use their platform to enlighten their followers.
A lot of people in the entertainment industry, even beyond actors, musicians and all of that, we all have responsibilities, you know, and a lot of us have followers. And some of these followers are diehard fans, and they just stick to whatever it is you say. They don't even bother to check if it's true or not. So I think this is the time, and I know a lot of people have been doing it, you know, to use those platforms to educate and enlighten people, you know, on what to be done, what shouldn't be done, you know. We can only try, not like everybody is going to listen, but I think the onus rests on us to play our role. For me, I think that is also part of social responsibility.
The expatriate CEO of Transwire Nigeria recently retired.
Kola, 很高兴再次见到你。
As a multinational firm, Global HQ decided to appoint his replacement from within Africa.
And you were in the mix.
Along with 4 others.
I've learned to be calmer, you know. I've learned to also just allow the universe and God and nature take its course. There's no rat race, you know. If I try to do something and it's not forthcoming, I let it go. But of course not without trying. But if once I see that, okay, this thing is not for me, I just let it go. And I've also learned that God is in complete, total control of everything. You know, so, and of course we've always heard that, oh, man proposes, God disposes. You know, this is a saying that we've always heard, you know. So now it's actually happening, and I'll just advise everybody out there to, you know, I mean, do the necessary. This is a time for us to reflect and say, look, okay, with all the I want to be this and I want to be that, and all the plans, all the New Year resolution, all the AGMs and all the retreats that they've had. What has it turned to? So we should allow nature and God to be the driver.
While he commends the creative ways a lot of people have utilized their online platforms to get busy during this pandemic, he still believes online platforms does not provide all the solutions.
Well, believe me, as soon as this thing is lifted, people will be back to reality. And of course, people have learned new things. A lot of people will realize that, look, you don't have to actually be out when you don't need to be out. If you can achieve so much staying at home, why not? But this does not apply to a lot of things. Look at all those guys at the airport who pushes trolley, those who help you with your bags. Look at all the waiters, and you can't do waitress and all of that online. There are a lot of jobs that requires that you are handy, all right, and all of this must be. All of this needs to be carried out, on the field.